Really happy to have our next speaker. He's been described as one of the pioneers of TikTok marketing and holding the record for the most viral TikTok campaign ever. He's the co-founder and CEO of the agenda-setting agency Movers+Shakers. Please give Evan Horowitz, big Social Video Strategies USA, welcome to the virtual stage. Over to you, Evan.
Thank you so much. Really great to be here. So this is your 30-minute crash course on TikTok marketing. So we're going to go over the 5 main ways that brands are winning on TikTok and share some of the learnings that Movers+Shakers has accrued over the last 2 years working on this platform. We'll try to do about 20 minutes of presentation and then have 10 minutes for questions at the end, but don't hold back. Go ahead and put your questions in now, and we'll tailor this as much as we can to meet what's on top of mind for you. So the agenda for today is all about helping you win on TikTok. So whatever stage you and your brand is at, whether you're totally new or you're pretty advanced and looking to level up, I think there'll be something here for you. We're going to go through the 5 main ways that brands are playing on TikTok. We're going to talk about brand channels. We're going to talk about influencer campaigns, ads, and then we'll talk about those big viral challenges that get billions of views, as well as other outside of the box disruptive activations. And these are really the 5 levers that you have as a brand marketer on TikTok. And we're going to talk about what they are and some of the key differences and how these, how you want to think about this differently than how you're used to thinking about campaigns, let's say on Instagram or YouTube. So before we get into that, quick background on me and my company. Again, I'm Evan Horowitz. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Movers+Shakers. We founded the agency about 5 years ago on a mission to spread joy. So everything that we do at Movers+Shakers is designed to put positive emotional energy out into the world, connect that back to the brand to drive more brand love. We have become famous for breaking engagement records across social. We do a lot of very disruptive digital marketing. And that really is the name of the game, is how do we get our clients outside share of voice for their investment? And TikTok has been a really exciting frontier for us over the last couple of years. We work across all social platforms. We do a lot of work on what I call the traditional platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, of course. But Movers+Shakers really prides ourselves on having our ear to the ground for what's next. So we've been on TikTok for 2 years now, and sometimes I feel like a great grandpa in TikTok years. We also have our clients getting on Clubhouse. We've done campaigns on Triller. So really, we're all about creating that cultural connectivity. But TikTok has been a great place to do that. We've been doing it for a while now. We've accumulated 90 billion views on TikTok alone for our campaigns. This number is just insane, and it does speak to the power of TikTok and what you can create here that you could never have created on any other social platform. These are a few of our campaigns that we've done recently. Really brands across the spectrum. We're creating a lot of billionaire brands, which is very exciting for us and for our clients. We're getting a lot of press in the meantime, a lot of buzz in consumer press, in business press for the disruptive marketing that our clients are doing with us. So let's come back to the five points for today. Again, we'll talk through each of these and ask questions as we go so that we can really deep dive where it's most important for you. So I want to start with brand channels. I do want to say first, and this is a common question we get, you don't need to start your TikTok marketing program with your brand channel. This is really important now that TikTok has become a mainstream platform. But if you're looking for the quick test and learn and the easiest way to just dip your toe in the water of TikTok, you're going to look for number 2 and number 3 here, influencer campaigns or traditional ads, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But I think brand channel is really the foundation of your presence on TikTok. And so I want to start there. This is, I think the first strategic challenge that most of our clients have when they're thinking about how do we enter TikTok is, how does our brand translate into TikTok? Most brands are very clear on their point of view and how they're being successful on the other platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, whatever that is. But now here's a medium that just works very differently. For marketers, after you spend an hour on TikTok, you immediately recognize how this is a different world. The visual aesthetic is so different. The storytelling style is so different. And you really want to make sure that you, as a brand, enter TikTok in a native way that feels authentic to the conversation that's happening there. And this is really where we start before we even launch a channel for our clients, is on the strategic thinking and translating what's that place that's authentic to your brand, what's authentic to TikTok, and finding that sweet spot of overlap so that your brand can enter in a way that feels very TikTok and feels very true to your brand. It's going to stretch your brand. It's going to push your brand in a way that might feel uncomfortable. And that is part of the exercise that we all go through when we learn about how to enter TikTok. But it is important to do that, because the brands that really copy paste, let's say, their Instagram strategy onto TikTok, they look super awkward. They just look like, they look like they copied their Instagram strategy, and it just doesn't work. And they're not going to get traction, or worse, they're just going to be seen as a brand that doesn't get it, which is the opposite effect of what you want to create. TikTok, that said, TikTok is a great place to experiment and try out different things. So, the great thing about the TikTok algorithm is that it's pretty, I call it dramatic. Some things trend and go viral, other things don't really take off, and that's fine, that's normal. So if you're producing content that doesn't hit, it's normal. Just keep going and spinning the wheel. It's different from Instagram in that you're not looking for that curated grid with the perfect aesthetic. People on TikTok don't really care about that. So be okay to experiment. Post often. Consistency is key. We see a lot of brands do 5 or 10 posts on their channel and then give up because they didn't go viral and it didn't work for them. And it really does require consistency over time. And the top influencers on TikTok understand that. They're posting consistently many times a day for the top influencers. The most successful brands are posting at least 2 or 3 times a week, some of them as much as daily. So it is a commitment for sure to commit to your success here. And the last point here is I've been doing this type of webinar now for 2 years, and it's been interesting to see the TikTok move from this very fringe, kooky, emerging platform that no one knew if it was going anywhere. Now we're in 2021. It's a mainstream platform. It is no longer optional whether your brand has a channel on TikTok. So please do get started, because your consumers are spending more and more of their time here. Here's some other key pillars of success for the best brand channels. And by the way, this is the same lens that we look to when we're creating content for paid ads as well. So you can think about these are both tips for organic and paid. Consistency, of course, we talked about. Music is so important on TikTok. It's very different from other platforms where you might think about your music selection during your post-production phase and just put on some nice background music. Music is very much part of the storytelling of TikTok. And so when we're developing creative for TikTok, in the beginning phase, when we're coming up with a creative concept, we're also pairing it with music that supports. Music also could include audio, voiceover, etc. But that's super important for just the way that you tell your stories on TikTok. It is a challenge for brands who don't have access to a lot of the big music library with all the hit songs, but that is a challenge that's important to work through, and look for the music that you can use and the other types of sound effects and things you can bring in that will help your content perform really well. Understanding TikTok storytelling is super important. What do I mean by this? Well, if you've been on TikTok for a while, you'll notice that some videos, especially branded videos, just feel like off, like they don't feel TikTok. And that's often because they're not following a TikTok storytelling convention. And we've actually, Movers+Shakers, mapped these out. There's about 20 different sort of main ways to tell stories on TikTok. Let me give you a couple examples. Most common probably is a transition video. This is a before and an after. And in the middle, there's usually a beat drop in the music, and then there's a transition in the video. So before, you wake up, you're disheveled, and then beat drops and you have your full makeup, you're dressed up, and you're ready for the day, Very simple, but very common, and people love that type of story on TikTok. Or before and after is you have all the ingredients for that you're cooking spread out on the counter, and then the beat drops, and then all of a sudden you have a beautiful apple pile, right? Another TikTok storytelling style is pointing to the text bubbles to tell your story. So in time with the beat, you point, and text bubbles pop up as you point to them. And you have, it could be the 5 features of your product that you want to highlight, or 5 things that your ex is annoying, things like that. So using those TikTok storytelling styles is one of the ways that you make your brand feel really native on TikTok. Another key way to feel native is jumping on trends. And for those of you who aren't as familiar, TikTok trends are a huge part of the conversation on the platform. It's this theme and variation of people doing their spin on the same content that people are doing. So let me show you a couple examples of trends and our clients that we've helped jump on those trends. So this trend is called I Want It, I Got It. It's one of the staples on TikTok. It's been around for a long time. This is a random I Want It, I Got It video from TikTok.
I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it.
And here's a video we made on this trend for our client, Elf Cosmetics.
I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it.
And this type of content performs super well because it just feels very TikTok. The algorithm preferences trending content, and it gives your brand that cool factor, like, oh, this is a brand that gets it, you know? One of the reasons it's delightful to watch TikTok content as a viewer is because you see people doing really clever ways into the trends, and brands can be clever as well and get that cool factor from it. Here's another example of a trend. This is What's Your Blank Says About You. And this, again, is one of these super massive trends on TikTok. Here's a random example from a TikToker.
What your shoe toy says about you. You're a basic white girl or possibly a white visco boy. Either way, you wear these all the time and they're most likely dirty. You're a hype beast. A wannabe hype beast, but in actuality, you're the guy in math class who has no clue what's going on and forgets to bring a pencil every day. Same as the white fans people, except you're the people who say, I'm a crackhead, but in actuality, you're just loud and annoying, and most likely your name is either Lexi, Lindsay, Hannah, or Emily.
Won't ask what the backstory is there. Here's a video we made for Amazon for their student division on the same trend.
What items on your desk say about you?
You tend to obsess over a hobby for like 2 weeks before getting bored and abandoning it completely.
TV largely decides your future career. Like a trend show that you want to be an FBI agent. Maybe you'll find your next dream job in crime videos, many movies and TV shows.
Access with my students. You still want to have the kids menu because grilled cheese just sounds better than ribeye.
You quit bullet journaling because you couldn't draw perfectly straight lines.
As a prime student, you could have eased your frustration by listening to your favorite songs on Prime Music.
All right, let's talk about the second way into TikTok. This is with influencer campaigns. Now, influencers, it's structurally similar to what you're used to on other platforms. Key difference, I would say, to start with, is that the influencer community is just a different group of people than what you're used to working with on other platforms. So one common mistake that we see is brands are that, you know, you have your favorite influencers you work with on Twitch or YouTube or wherever, and, oh, they have a TikTok, so you hire them to do some TikTok posts. In general, we recommend really working with the TikTok native creators because for all the reasons we've been talking about, it is different and it's challenging to make good TikTok content. And so a lot of influencers have trouble crossing over. They also tend to charge more, the people who grew up on other platforms, because frankly, the economics of those platforms is just different and more mature than it is on TikTok. So for all those reasons, we really want to work with TikTok native creators. You can find them in the creator marketplace. This is a searchable database that TikTok has, and it's easy to access. I will say with that it only has a subset of creators. There's certain hurdles that the people have to jump through to be in that, and a lot of the great people are not in there. So it is important also to just have your ear to the ground. You know, we have our team just looking and listening for the up and coming creative folks in all the different markets, because a lot of the best talent is these people who are kind of young and on the rise, or young, not necessarily an age, but like early in their career and on the rise. And those people are awesome to work with. There's just so much creativity on TikTok that you can unleash for your brand. Last tip here is to cross-post to Instagram. You know, it's cool on Instagram to post your TikToks as stories, or now, of course, as Reels. Instagram is giving crazy amount of juice to Reels to try to make Reels take off. And so that's an easy win. Just make sure that you don't post with a TikTok watermark, because they changed their algorithm, I think, last week or the week before, so that it penalizes anything that actually has a TikTok watermark, but just post the clean version. Another tip for influencers that we use a lot is going outside of your normal influencer lane. There's just so many different types of creators on TikTok. For instance, hiring a dance influencer to do a beauty campaign. Super fun, super cool, super TikTok. And it does require just stretching your thinking a little bit, because most people are sort of used to the ways that they do influencers, but that creative and unexpected element can perform really well on TikTok and with the TikTok audience. Okay, third way into TikTok is ads. So TikTok calls their traditional ad product the in-feed ad. This is basically like a Snapchat ad or an IG story ad, same basic idea. You know, from a creative perspective, the number one call out that I'll give you here is please make TikTok native creative. Do not repost your TV spot. Do not repost your Instagram content. It just won't perform well, or worse, it will just make you look like a brand that doesn't get it. And you don't want to be that. TikTok native creative follows the same storytelling styles that we talked about earlier, thinks about music in the same way. And when we're making creative for paid ads versus organic, it's a pretty similar thought process for us. Paid ad is going to add that CTA or something at the end. You have the click out option as well. Let me show you a few examples of great ad creative that is very TikTok native. This first one from Bumble follows one of those storytelling styles that I mentioned, pointing to the text bubbles. You'll see that here. This is Walmart. They used some popular influencers and leaned into music for this ad for their app.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah, I got the app.
We need pillows. They got we need a bite. That's right.
They got it here about H9.
I want cookies. They got them on their 27. I think that's it. It's good to slip. Can't forget the switch.
And lastly, this is a very simple but also TikTok storytelling style, which is just talking to the camera and saying, look what I just found out.
I'm really trying to go out to the movies tonight, but I don't get paid till next week. But I'm going to use my Earn It app and cash out on $100 instantly.
Cool. Fourth way into TikTok is these big viral challenges. This is what made TikTok famous. This is these campaigns that you read about in the news that got billions of views. And this is a campaign format that, unlike the first three, doesn't exist on any other social platform. We talked about trends earlier and how trends is a big part of the conversation on TikTok. Well, brands have the opportunity to start trends. And this is crazy because you can get billions of views. And the way that comes is you get thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, or in very rare cases, millions of people actually creating videos. So imagine having 10,000 people create an ad for you, spending 30 to 60 minutes out of their day to create that video and then posting it on their TikTok for everyone to see. That is now possible. And we're doing it pretty much every month for different brands on TikTok. You really can create a cultural moment. There's a bunch of art and science that goes into this. This is the subject of many, many, many other webinars that we can go a lot deeper on. But it starts with your brand strategy. You want to have a very clear and compelling challenge concept. I think that's one of the trickiest parts here and where we see a lot of brand campaigns trip up. The music is super important. We're almost always writing original music because we actually architect those 15 seconds of the challenge music very precisely. Influencers, different strategy than what you're used to with influencers. Here you're hiring influencers to spark viral participation. It's a different type of influencer and a very different type of brief than what you normally do when you're having the influencers promote the product, right? Ads is a big part of this. There's a variety of ad products that TikTok offers. You can mix and match to really get that viral boost out of the gate. And then it starts to pick up organically if you have a really strong challenge concept. And then PR and cross-platform. Nothing on TikTok stays on TikTok when it's done well. And so we always are thinking ahead to the PR strategy and the cross-platform strategy in and out of other social, as well as into real life. We've had campaigns that sparked songs that went hugely viral, hit top of the Spotify charts around the world. One of our clients' songs started being played at professional basketball games around the world to hype up the crowd before the game. So the opportunity here to really create a cultural moment is pretty wild and something that you should definitely take advantage of. Okay, fifth way into TikTok is disruptive activations. This is just things that are very out of the box and don't follow any of the other formats. But one of the cool things about TikTok is that it's entertainment first, it's participatory, and that just provides an amazing canvas for an agency like Movers+Shakers to just go crazy with their thinking about what's possible. So we've done a lot of things that, because we've been on TikTok so long, we're already on 2.0, 4.0, 5.0 strategies for how to use this platform for our clients. But the opportunity to just drive this huge viral moment is insane. I'll give you a couple examples. We did the first ever TikTok native reality show with one of our clients, Elf Cosmetics. It's a big, affordable price beauty brand. And we invited, I'll show you the invitation right here.
Listen up!
Why are you telling me you want to be famous?
You make a TikTok in the past when you deserve to become
Eyes, lips, famous.
You will be receiving one-on-one coaching from myself, Seth, and Maddie.
And your TikToks are going to be featured on Elf's channel.
Plus,
Free supply of Elf products for a whole year.
Avani, Maddie, and I will be duetting the winners that we pick.
I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with.
Famous. You wanna know what my name is?
So we had 3,000 people nominate themselves to join the challenge by making their own TikToks and putting those out into the TikTok world. And we selected 3 lucky winners who got to participate and actually star in the show. Here's one of the episodes of the show.
I challenged you to show me your best contracts. Olivia, Devin, and Monica, let's see if you guys can scare me. Oh my gosh. Okay, scary. Cute. I like the colors, the transitions. Okay. Look at these faces she's making. Oh my god, the light switching. She's cute and scary. I love it. Overall, it was super good. I just have one little tip for anyone that's filming transitions with like colorful makeup on is that if you have LED lights, face the lights, dim the lights in the room, and then as the lights are transitioning and switching, your makeup will switch with it as well.
There you go. There's your TikTok tip of the day. This campaign
I challenged you to show me your best content.
40 million views, grew the channel for the brand by 50%. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Okay, you want to keep learning. Here's a bunch of resources. Movers and Shakers literally wrote 2 books about TikTok. You can get these on our website for free, Movers+Shakers.co/TikTok. And you can download both of our ebooks. One goes deeper into these different ways for brands to win on TikTok. And the other is really all focused on virality and what's the art and science that we've been building about creating virality in a huge scale. Things to think about, and then I'll jump to questions. How do you translate your brand personality into TikTok? You really want to have a clear point of view on this. Again, don't repurpose what's been working for your brand on other platforms. Get the first mover advantage still with your brand channel. There's still a little bit of time to be early on TikTok. That window is closing very fast, but we're still launching a lot of channels now that have the opportunity to really lead the conversation in different niches on TikTok or with different demographics. So that is super exciting opportunity. Start planning your brand's viral challenge. I think we all dream of what that's going to be for our brand. And feel free to get other resources from us. Movers and Shakers offers a ton of TikTok webinars. You can find them all on our website, Movers+Shakers.co. Ebooks, read our blog, just lots of resources there. If you're looking for help, this is our email address. Feel free to reach out to us. We're always looking for brands that really want to innovate and disrupt. I'll pause there and take questions.
Okay, well, thanks, Evan. That was great. Really covered a lot of ground there. It was a great introduction, I think. Yeah, we're going to go deeper into some of this as we go on, into ads, into influence, into content. So that was just the perfect intro, really. So thank you. We do have a few questions. We've had some great feedback so far in the chat. A couple of questions. Someone's asking, you were talking, Jawan is asking, you were talking about some of the storytelling methods, and you mentioned the beat drop or the bubbles. Is there any way of keeping a map or what keeping a track of those sort of trends, or is the only way to just explore the platform and keep an eye on it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is a very manual process. There's an intuition that you build as you spend a lot of time on TikTok about how to tell stories in a TikTok way, and then which things are trending, on a moment-to-moment basis. And so our team is just very immersed in the platform so that we can understand the trends that are starting to rise with enough time to get the relevant brands to actually, we make videos for them so that we can launch content that is on trend while it's still trending. And that, unfortunately, it's just a very manual process. It's all just about that intuition for the platform.
Got it. And Cody is asking, how do you get people represented from your brand or team members if they're camera shy? How do you convince them to get involved if you need this sort of personal, as you're saying, this real kind of TikTok style? How do you convince them to put themselves out there?
I would look for people who want to do it. I think trying to convince somebody who's camera shy is not going to make a very compelling video, probably. Maybe you're a better director than I am, but look for those people who love it and really who don't just love being on camera, but who get the storytelling that's going to be successful on TikTok. Yeah,
and Jessica's asking, what about music? So there's a whole issue, right, with brands licensing it. What's the best way to navigate all that?
Yeah, that's a tricky one. So brands, for those of you who don't know, normal users have access to pretty much any song that was ever written on TikTok, which is super cool. Brands do not, because TikTok provides a non-commercial use license only. So brands have to bring their own license for music. TikTok does have a small subset of their library that's available to brands. It's not going to be any popular songs that anybody's ever heard of. It's closer to a royalty-free library. So that's where a lot of, we spend a lot of time just mining that library and finding the songs that sound the coolest and the most relevant for the pop music that's trending today, so that we can find analogous music that we can bring in either free, provided by TikTok, or we'll bring in outside, low cost, like royalty-free music. But again, it's really about sifting through that to find the music that sounds TikTok, find those 15 seconds that create the right narrative arc for TikTok. So it is tricky. Voiceover trends are also a great way in. There's so many trends that actually are just driven by voice that we're constantly on the lookout for those and how to integrate our brands into those.
Great. And Alison is asking, how do you engage users that have such diverse FYPs? I'm not sure. Maybe you'll know what the acronym
FYP is the For You page. That's just
of course, For You page. So she's saying,
it's all about engaging in relevant users. That's really what we're trying to do. So for each brand, we're thinking about who is our target customer and what is their FYP, what does their home screen look like, right? And using different tricks with the algorithm to make sure that we're getting onto their page. Because we don't want to be on everybody's page. That's part of the science, is you want to target your content so that it only hits the people who are relevant. Because if you're hitting people's pages who aren't relevant to you, you're actually going to get penalized in the algorithm, because those people aren't going to engage with your content, and the algorithm will decide that your content's not that good. So it is really focusing your content on your core audience that's going to make you successful.
Great. Well, I guess we could go on quite a bit longer. There's 11 questions now, but I guess we better keep moving on with the next talk.
Download the ebook, Movers+Shakers.co/TikTok. We've got a lot more stuff in there.
That'll give you a lot of the answers. So we've dropped that in the chat, and it'll be on the office page. But just want to say a big thank you to you, Evan, for joining us today.
My pleasure.
Hope we can get you involved again in the future, and maybe even we'll be here later this year or next year in LA. Meeting in person with some of the people here in the chat right now. So
I look forward to that. Thank you so much.
All right.
Enjoy the day, everybody.
Great.